And we're live. We're live, Jono. We're live. This is the Archie Luxury Corporate Channel. SUKAHORN returns. Da-da-da-da!
G'day, mate. How are you? How you been, Arch?
Hey, I'm pretty good, John. It's I'll tell you what, it's terrible. Surviving this coronavirus. How are you going with the coronavirus yourself?
Oh, I'm batting down. I'm not going anywhere. I'm quite pleased to stay at home with the family. Got plenty of food. I was noticing the other day you were saying...
I can show you everyone there just having some dinner. Just a bit of a late bit of fish, some rice, and some vegetables there. Sorry, Jono, talk to me.
Oh, I'm just saying, batting down here, but I noticed you said the other day, do you go off, you eat the good stuff, you drink the good stuff first? Do you go off on the top whiskey, or do you sort of work your way up at this stage?
That's a good question, John. I think you start. All the rubbish is gone, actually.
All the rubbish is gone. I got some Thai whiskey. Got a bottle of Blue Label I might attack. Yeah, that might be a bit of fun.
That looks lovely in your little studio there. Are you safe? How does it feel to be at home, cooped up? Well, this is situation normal.
Nothing changed. I'm home all the time. The only reason I go out, to go take the little boy to school or to go to the supermarket.
Tell me, John, are you worried about this coronavirus? Yes or no?
Not particularly, personally. Not particularly.
You're not worried?
No, I'm not going to go out and enter into the fray, though. If you don't go outside, it's unlikely that you're going to catch it. That's what I reckon. So if I don't go outside, I don't have much chance of catching it, really, will I?
John, I must say, by the way, guys, super chats are very, very welcome. NATO, $3. It's Monday night live with the Pontiff. Thank you so much. And Yankee Doodle, $2. Fuck me dead. It's 5 a.m. here in New York. Greetings. And Just Thoughts, really, £2. Good health to Jono and Arch. Grouse.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to tell you something there. This coronavirus.
Good question as an aside, Archie. Do you think it's a weapon from China, mate? Think it's a weapon?
Well, it's like everything Chinese. They fuck it up to start with until they really perfect it. They really fucked up the delivery of this one, don't you think?
Yeah, you think this time next year they might put on a better performance? Round two.
It's the scariest thing was that Canada has their own military bioweapons testing laboratory. That's the thing that's scary. Canada, they're the good guys. If that's the good guys, what's the bad guys got?
Well, you going batten down? You got plenty of food at home. You should be right.
Yeah, I'm okay there.
Still get pizza deliveries?
Yes, Uber Eats is working. Look, I got to tell you, John, seriously, I think as long as they keep food in the supermarkets and supermarkets are open, you will avoid anarchy in the streets. If you can't get food, then all hell will break loose.
Agree. Totally agree.
A
friend asked me the other day, he said, what happens when people aren't going to obey the rules? Or he kicks off, he said, what's happening in society now with people going and grabbing all the toilet paper? And I said, there's fear. People got fear, running in them. They're fear they're going to run out of something, so they're zooming down to the supermarket. Then he asked me, what happens when fear sets in? I said, well, you have a breakdown of order, in society. And what happens after a breakdown of order? Well, that leads to, situation of anarchy, doesn't it?
Yes.
But so I don't think we'll get to that stage in Australia. We've got the army on the streets at the moment, but they're not carrying, which I find surprising.
Yes.
They're not. They haven't got a piece on them. They just got. They're lucky to get a mask, I think. You
just out of interest there, your Thai king is in Germany. He's hired you got to hand it to the Thais. They know how to quarantine. He's quarantined himself with 20 Miss Thailands. Is that a good idea?
Well, I'd like to be in his shoes, wouldn't you? It's only jealousy, isn't it, really?
Yes, he's got 20 Miss Thailands there.
What you'd say, no, don't do it. What are you going to say? Good luck to him, if I'm honest.
I got to tell you, Jono, seriously.
I doubt whether it's true. Actually, I think that's a little bit of a fake press, and the people who are responsible for issuing that, they may notice that down the line, I imagine.
I got to tell you, John, seriously, I think it is worth mentioning Yankee Doodle, $2. Why doesn't the Bolivar Moonwatch get more respect? Because it's garbage!
Bolivar, remember Bob Dyer? Bolivar?
Yes.
What do you get with Bolivar? You get that Bolivar difference.
Yes. Now, I got to tell you, John, seriously, I've been hearing a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Look, I tell you honestly, John, if there's anarchy in the street, I got a friend of mine rings me up and he says to me, have you got any edge weapons? I said, what the fuck's an edge weapon? He said, get your shovel, put it on an angle grinder for 15 minutes. That's an edge weapon, right? And I said, look, if you haven't got a 9mm to share with me, don't talk to me about this.
Yeah, well.
If you don't have a 9mm to share, I've actually done a bit of shooting practice. I don't know if you know this, John. I've actually done a bit of shooting practice. That's my.
Yeah, well, there's nothing in there, mate. Don't worry. What are you going to throw them at someone, eh?
No. This is the shells afterwards. See that's a 9mm.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's 9mm. That's a bigger one.
Bigger one.
and this one here stops them walking. Okay.
See, the Americans really queuing up for dunny paper. We're queuing up for dunny paper, and the Yanks are queuing up for guns. I wish I was queuing up for a gun with them.
Yeah. I got to tell you seriously, it's not the government. ScoMo, your fearless leader.
My fearless leader.
He's just given $130 billion away today. Yeah. I just can't believe the amount of money they have given. And let me tell you a story there. ScoMo says you can get a repayment holiday from the banks, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know someone who rang up and said, look, I'd like a 6-month honeymoon period because I've suddenly been affected by the coronavirus and business downturn. And the banks have said, let's wait and see if you can make the payments still.
Yeah, very nice of them. Yeah.
That's their attitude there. They said, well, let's wait and see.
They're only going to add it on to the term of the loan anyway. It's not as if they're exempting it from the payments. Don't pay now, pay later. They're not. You're still going to be paying. It's just going to extend the length of your loan by 6 months, and plus the fees and charges. Which they're going to charge you default fees because you didn't pay. Well, they're going to be charging you fee. They're going to be charging you fees and interest on the money which you haven't paid.
Yeah, but they're not going to charge you default fees because they've agreed to the.
They'll still be charging you interest on your outstanding liability.
Oh, they just tack it on to the end.
Yes.
So, Jono, I got to tell you, man, it's seriously. I got to tell you, John, it is serious stuff here. And then, the coronavirus itself there. I'm going to have a scotch with you, John. I'm going to have a drink.
Scotch? What are you drinking?
Talisker 10. Is that rubbish or is that good?
That's all right.
That's an Islay Scotch, very salty, peaty Scotch. I actually quite like it. It's.
I haven't had this much. We'll slowly get through this by the end of the week. What do you reckon?
Yeah, fuck it, John. You only live once.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only live once, John.
Even comes in the glasses.
$5. The kangaroo. The $4.49 on you guys. Glad to see you back on kangaroo.
That's the room, mate. That's my mate. I did a live show with him on Saturday night. We were talking on on this topic, coronavirus. But yeah, he does a live show called Titanium.
I see. Wow, good on him.
Titanium, and he does it with another bloke, my two Bart. And I pop my head in there and we have a bit of a chat. But we're on every night, mate. Back to the old days, Art. Back to the old days.
Yes, that's exactly.
I got this as a present. Got this as a present from our lovely friend, Arch.
Yes. That's exactly right. She's a lovely contributor, and I must say, John, it's an absolute honour to to have received that gift there. You're a very lucky man. That's a very lucky gift there indeed. So, John, talk to me. Yeah. Talk to me, John. I want to say, realistically, my old man, he's holed up at home. He's self-quarantining. He's a bit negative. My old man's a bit negative. He's very negative. You know, he's. Let's get a few whiskeys. Yep. Good on you, John. Yep. Pour a whiskey. That's it, Jono. That's it.
You've got the lid still on it, mate. Well done. Won't lose the lid that way.
Yes.
Very good. Well, that's it for me.
Cheers, Jono.
Cheers, mate.
Jono. Cheers.
Oh, this is nice. Oh, that's nice.
It's very nice stuff, Jono. I got to tell you, honestly, Jono, I tell you what, I think what they're going to do is bring in death duties.
We've got death duties. What are you talking about?
No, we don't have death duties.
A probate? What are you talking about?
No, but we don't have death duties. In England, they charge you a tax of the estate.
Yeah.
Okay? And what they're going to do is, to this super, they're going to give it a sexy name. Nation Rebuilding Fund.
What do they call it? We're at stage 3.
What they're going to do is, John, they're going to take 20% of everyone's super.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do, John. How else are they going to pay for this shit?
Can you put your super in the safe? You pull your super out and put that in the safe?
Well, John, I got to tell you, seriously, Jono, I honestly, to be honest with you, Jono, I'm keeping myself entertained. I'm keeping myself entertained with the paddock there, John. There you go, see.
Oh, yeah. I think I like the 6006 best of all at this stage, really.
And the yellow one. You like the yellow one. This is the yellow one. You like yellow.
Yeah, but the 6006 is a 6006. That's getting me.
You like the look of that?
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's just nice. That's really nice.
It is beautiful. I really do love that watch. I love that watch. And I got to tell you, I think what's going to happen is, John, they're going to have to real estate. I tell you honestly, it's going to fall by 20 to 30%. It has to, John.
Yeah, at least 20. Without doubt. How do you be selling a home at the moment? Oh, good luck with that.
Well, but if you cashed up, John, if you cashed up, it's not really a problem.
You're cashed up, correct? You cashed up.
If you don't have to sell, who cares? Who cares?
Did you buy those envelopes like I told you?
Sorry?
You buy those envelopes like I told you to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're slowly working your way to the
secure. I tell you what, it's so funny how quickly you can spend money, isn't it?
It's very easy to spend.
It's very easy to spend money, and I got to tell you, I like to pay my bills. John.
See, I hate it. I hate paying. What, you like paying bills, do you? I
No,
hate it.
I like to make sure they're paid. I don't like to leave them out and out and out.
Oh, yeah,
It's
right. Never mind. I've got to
it,
send you some, don't I?
it's yeah, you do. Speaking of which, yes, you do. Jono, tell me
Yeah.
this. Let me bring up a few things for us to talk about on the show here, okay?
Yes, Tom.
I want to bring a few things up. I've got some news articles for you to have a look at. So, this is from Australia. Here we go, Jono. This is the Courier Mail here.
Queensland.
And this
Yeah.
here is Pacific Fair rent. Candy Time owner slams AMP Capital over rent stance. Okay. Investment group AMP Capital, that's who that Shane Oliver works for, is under fire for refusing to reduce rent at its ghost town shopping centres.
Yeah. Who was the bloke today who refused to pay rent? He's got 9,000 stores or something in Australia. Was that?
Yes, Cheesecake Shop, wasn't it?
No, not the Cheesecake. It's some wealthy multi-millionaire. Not Harvey.
Well, look at this here. This is
Well,
what
someone
they
will pick
said. AMP said it was prepared to work with retailers. This is what they said. They said, but asked them. Said this is it. This is they said. AMP Capital said he was devastated by an email that said AMP saying that it could not drop the rent at this point in time.
Yeah, well, you can't get blood out of a stone, can you?
Yeah, acknowledge uncertain time. AMP said it was prepared to work with retailers to defer rent, but asked them to provide financial forecast cash flow for the next 6 months, detailed profit and loss statements for the last 12 months, and advice on other assistance and government packages.
Thank you, Kayak Sailing. Solomon Lou's the man.
Who's that?
Kayak Sailing, you said it was Solomon Lou. That's correct. He's withdrawn. I think he's at 9,000 shops he's got in Australia. Or something, or 9,000 outlets or something. He said he's not paying rent. That'll throw a bit of a spanner in the works, man. Good on him.
Well, how can he pay rent when look at this, there's nobody bloody there. Look, nobody's there.
Yeah. But it's why they open. Why they open. Like this, what is it? What herd theory? Just let the virus get out there and we'll kill off as many as we can, quick, smart.
Well, the problem with herd theory is, John, it can get you a second or third time. They've now proved it can come back if you've already had it.
Well, it's got what's the correct terminology to mutate. I mean, it's bound to mutate or go off and do another. This won't be the first time. We're going to get a bout of this. We should learn a few lessons by follow a few countries which are leading in the exercise. Australia certainly isn't. We're not leading in the exercise by any stretch of the imagination.
And here we go. Here we got Yankee Doodle, $2. 5 identical Pateks, and we got NATO, $3. What's a nice cigar for a beginner? Nice cigar. I tell you, John, I like I reckon a Romeo and Julieta. That's a very easy cigar. If you want something very simple, have it a Henry Winterman Cafe Cream.
Is that the thing with the white thing on the end?
No, Cafe Cream was in the little tin.
Oh, no, that's too small.
No, that's just the first cigar, yeah.
Yankee
Doodle, $2. The world is seriously going cactus. Monte Cristo number 2. Oh, that's a good cigar, but I think you need. I reckon a good cigar is maybe a Portuguese or a Bolivar. A Bolivar. I love Bolivar cigars. They're quite mild. A Bolivar. I like a Bolivar. And more good news, Jono. More good news in the world of coronavirus there. We've got some more good news. I'll share it with the audience there. This is here from the car industry, Jono.
Well, they're going to make respirators. You reckon that's good news, do you?
No, this is the car industry. Hundreds of jobs could be lost. The car dealerships are closing. Dire future for potentially thousands of job losses faces car dealerships across southeast Queensland. Yes, that's correct. It's going to be a disaster. an absolute disaster. Holden's, they couldn't have picked a better time to fuck off. It's a disaster. No one's buying cars. You'd have to have rocks in your head to be buying a new automobile at this time, don't you think?
Well, why would you want to? You can't take it anywhere. You can't drive anywhere. What are the new regulations in Australia? Any more than 2 people's a crowd, and they're going to fine you $1,600. You know, if there's more than, you know, apart from your own household.
So you three could go out, Jack, your wife and you could go out?
Oh, I'd lock him in the car, wouldn't you? Wouldn't let him go. I wouldn't let, you know, I'd lock him in the car or something. Leave down the window a little bit so I can breathe just in case. You know, but no need to take Jack out. And, you know, put him into the fray, is there? No need for me to go out and put myself into the fray. Why? You know, the advice from the authorities. You know, if anyone listens to, you know, what Norman Swan, you know, the bloke on the ABC, you know, like why he wasn't recruited by the government, you know, our Australian government, you know, a month ago, you know, to communicate what to do, you know, it's got me, you know, a little bit, you know, worried, you know, to be honest. He's one of the only people out there who's speaking sense. But he's just getting his information, you know, from the WHO and from what the, you know, the leading countries are doing in the exercise. And I tell you what, you know, God bless America. You know, really, you know, I hope they work themselves through this. But oh, gee, it's going to get tough for the Yanks, you know, real soon. But you know, the Yanks will handle it. But you know, the Yanks will throw their guts at it.
So, do you think they're going to come up with a vaccine? Will it die out? What's your view?
Yeah, of course they will. Of course they will. About 12 months' time, 18 months' time, they reckon. My 2 Bart's on. There's one of my mates. Great channel there, fellas. If you want to look at a bit of satire, go and, you know, tune into my 2 Bart. Puts out a great video, Arch. Great video.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome,
maybe
mate. Welcome.
It's got to be 175 baht now. 1 baht and 20 stung. Now with the currency, you know, it's.
Yeah. Well, we're up to about 19.75 again. You know, we went for a guts the other day.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible, John.
What about discounting there? He's a little follower of yours, Arch. I'll discount. Our Melbourne supporter,
yes,
mate. Our Melbourne supporter.
Yeah, he's cool. He's very cool.
Very loyal, long-standing follower of the channel. Very civil. Likes to communicate with his pretty little pictures. He can speak better. The purge is coming. The purge is coming, I reckon. Purge.
I just got to have a bit more. I'm going to do a bit more of a top-up on my scotch there, John. I only had a small one. Yeah, I got to tell you, John, seriously, John, yeah. I got to tell you, are you worried? Tell me this.
What's the point of worrying? That's not going to help.
If you ended tomorrow, can I ask you this? Have you had enough fun times?
Yeah, I've had enough fun times for about 10 bucks. Yeah, like I don't know if you've seen any pictures of Thailand recently, but this is going to decimate Thailand in more ways than
I had the Thai airport on my channel. Thai airport going through. You saw that, didn't you? That was Don Muang Airport there. Yeah,
well, they sort of closed down Bangkok, so everyone said, "Oh, we'll go and jump on buses and go, go home." So they're all zoomed down to, more chit, more chit bus station.
Ekma, it was at Ekma.
In Ekamai.
Yes.
The end of Ekamai, isn't it?
It's Ekamai, the bus stops. You know where the bus is? Isn't that Ekamai?
We saw the Ekamai. Yeah, that's off Circumvent Road. It's a big place, Bangkok. Anyway, they're all jumping on buses and going up country, got a bit of, a few baht in their pocket. Suppose they buy a bottle of whiskey, when they get home and celebrate with the family.
Yes.
Why don't people listen to, Dr. Norman Swan? Don't go out, everyone, if you don't go out, for 2 weeks, 80% of the casualties aren't going to happen. Meanwhile, we're importing them, in on boats at the moment.
I got really shitty about that WA ship that they had the Germans. Why didn't they send the Navy out and say, get the fuck out of our waters?
Well, we might, I don't know. I imagine we might have a little bit of trade with the Germans or something, you know, like, you know, I think we supplied the plane and everything to take them home. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? You would.
Yeah, get rid of them. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of there.
Get them out
But
of there.
I'm really angry about that, John. That whole thing was a fucking disaster, you know? It was handled very badly, Jono.
What about in Sydney? You know, what 2,000 of them marched off the ship or something, you know?
And they don't even know who they were. Could they at least get the names and addresses?
No wonder it's rocketed. You see, you know, there's over 1,000 people. You know, I don't know which are affected in hospital in New South Wales. But if we take the advice from people who are in the know, and you know what I'm talking about, you know, the gentleman is a very loyal, loving follower of this channel. Said, sit back, Jono. In 2 weeks, it's going to happen. That's when we'll realise the numbers here. Said we're about 2 weeks behind Italy. Well, that'll be grouse, won't it? That'll be grouse. All right, I know where I'm going. I've got a piece of land. I know where I'm going. Where are you going, Paul? Say you die. You know, Corona gets you. You have a massive
I've already told them I want to be cremated and want the ashes put in my courtyard.
What for? In your courtyard?
Yeah, in the courtyard. Whack him in the courtyard.
Oh, what's that going to do?
When you're dead, you're dead. John, when you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, I know that. Of course, when you're dead, you're dead. Yeah?
Have you slept with enough women in your life, Jono? Have you had enough beers? Have you had enough whiskies? Have you had enough breasts in your mouth?
No to all those questions. Have I had enough breasts in my mouth? Look,
they said to Evel Knievel, you know Evel Knievel, the stunt man, they said, do you have any regrets? And he said, yes, there were a few women I turned down for a fuck.
Yeah, well,
he shouldn't have turned it down. He said he shouldn't have turned it down.
Everyone you miss.
They don't come back. They don't come back. A route you turn down is a fuck you don't ever get. You know this?
My dad said that to me when I was a young man. He said, never knock back a fuck. You know, because everyone you miss out on, you'll never make up for again. He says, no good going out and meeting a Sheila. You know, and, going back to her place or taking her back to your place and say, oh, I'm too tired, I'll do it, we'll go off in the morning. Don't be stupid. He said, fuck her in the night and fuck her in the morning again.
That's it, John.
Again, I was 18. I think he told me that night in London or something, he told me that.
Yeah, I remember I said to my old man, there was a story in the paper. This is when you used to have a newspaper. This woman, her husband turned 40 and she said she would have sex with him every day for a year.
Yeah.
I showed my old man the story. He said, what, you're not getting a fucking night? What the hell's wrong with you, son? That's what he said. He said, you're not getting a fucking night? Why would you get married then?
That's why you've been changed, I think. You know?
There's a bit of truth in that, you know?
Take your old man over. You know, wouldn't it be great to just lift up your old man and plonk me in the middle of Nana Plaza for the night? He'd go ape, wouldn't he? He'd go absolutely ape.
He's too soft. He's too soft, you know? He
wants
to make sure they get...
And he's throwing the money around like it was confetti. What are you talking about?
You know, he's a bit soft. You know, exactly. Jono, I got to tell you, you know, there's many things I regret in life, you know?
No point in regretting it. No point in worrying about things. It's not going to matter one little iota. And what is happening now? You know, what's going to happen tomorrow? Maybe you should put your perspective towards, you know, what's happening tomorrow. What's
I got to tell you, John, you know, you said to me, I had number 54, right? Number 54, 47, right? That romance is long gone, right? And I got to tell you, Jono, I got to tell you seriously, you know, you've got to... And, oh, by the way, did I tell you, Jono, you know that Jap who you met?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking ghosted me. She's fucking ghosted me, that one. Oh, fuck, wants nothing to do with me. I'm the biggest cunt in the world, you know? I accused her of having another man. I said, you know, I just, You know, she won't talk to me. No Merry Christmas, no Happy New Year. Well, fuck you. You know that? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, hang on.
I said to that bitch, right? She's the one who husband committed suicide. I said, you haven't learned anything. You know, I said, your husband, he committed suicide after he found out about your indiscretions. And I said, you're no different to me. What made me think that you would have behaved any differently?
Do you remember the morning after the Saturday night? I think Marky was in the room with you. You came down and you told us what happened the night before. Do you remember that? And you said you couldn't believe it. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was a great time.
I'm not going to. I don't need to describe too much more, but you were like, you know, well, that doesn't get dished out often, does it? That sort of service.
No, John, I've had a few good ones, but you know what, John? They hate your guts. They got very short memory. Remember this? They can't unsuck your cock. Remember that, John?
Yeah, it's gross.
You know,
You ever met a shield of false teeth? You know, if you ever met a shield of false teeth, get her taken out of her teeth, mate.
I have, John. I had this girl who did. Look, I got no age problems. Do you have age problems? I'm not an age snob. Are you?
Oh, there's a woman I know in Bangkok. She's older than me, but you know, if I went to Bangkok now and saw her, you know, it'd be inevitable. I'd go home with her for the night.
Is there anything wrong with that? What's wrong with that, John?
Well, I don't see anything wrong. I've been doing it for 35 years. I'm not going to change my ways now, I don't think.
That's it, John. I tell you what, it's so sad. The Bart is so fucking strong. What the hell's wrong with it? Seriously.
Yeah. My missus said to me that they haven't had any die in Thailand. I just looked at her and laughed. I said, yeah. Haven't had any die in Thailand yet. Yeah.
They put it down as something else. They haven't got any test. If they don't test for it, you don't have coronavirus.
Well, we don't test for it either. You know, the only reason why you're going to test for it in Australia is if you've been overseas or you know someone that's been overseas. Unless you're an essential service, you won't get a test. We haven't got a test. That's the bottom line.
Well, does it matter? Do you really want to know?
They don't
have a fucking cure, Jono. They don't have a fucking cure. So, do you really want to know?
Why would you want to go out and poke your nose at it and have a look around? And like I think I've got about 4 or 5 litres of milk left in the fridge. Well, when that runs out, well, that's bad luck, isn't it? Now I'll pour fruit juice on me wheat bix in the morning. I'm not going to rush out down the supermarket and grab a couple of litres of milk. That's just me personally. I hate going to the supermarket the best time. All right, I'll worry about milk. I've got plenty of chocolate and rice there. I reckon if you had a cup of rice, we shared that out, with a little bit of veggies from the garden. I reckon we lived 12 months and we're out the front door. Got plenty of water. I'm laughing.
100% right, John. You're a hero, John.
Well, the advice from the authorities, you don't worry about listening to the CMO, the chief medical officer. What's his name? Dr. Brendan Murphy. He's a kidney surgeon. What do you know about this shit? He's been on every committee known to mankind. It's got to do with the government. If you read what the AMA says, Australian Medical Association, they issued a press release on the 20th of January saying that Dr. Murphy, well done. He's going to be the first a doctor that's going to fill the seat, as Secretary of the Department of Health, advising Hunt, the Minister, the Minister for Health is going. So, like you don't think he's going to get up and say, "Oh, let's all lock down," what Dr. Norman Swan, has said, and you can't say that. But he's not going to upset his new boss, is he?
Of course not, John.
$865 grand a year.
How much?
865 biggies.
Fuck me dead, John.
It's not a bad screw for a public servant. He's going to say yes, isn't he? I'll hand over to the Prime Minister now. Of course you would. You know?
Do you think ScoMo's doing a good job? Tell me honestly.
I thought he would have put in a bit of effort, personally, than that.
You
He was extremely nervous in his presentation. He hasn't got the confidence of his presentation in Parliament, where he's trying to, curtail the opposition. ScoMo, when he's reading, off his, little cheat notes, he often, at least 2 or 3 times, he will make either grammatical errors or his thought processes will break, and he will make an error of grammar or a word in which he uses, not because he doesn't know, because he's nervous. He's trying to put on a brave face. Look, if he was Jesus and they just unnailed him from the cross, he couldn't, it wouldn't matter. He's not going to be re-elected again, after this.
You don't think so?
It wouldn't matter if ScoMo was Jesus at this stage.
He wouldn't get re-elected.
Yeah, that's right, my dude. The health minister is Greg Mike Hunt.
Yes.
Really, what sort of incompetence are we running this country? From the point of view, I cannot see the emphasis, upon the economic factor. The reason why the Australian public's not being reimbursed, from the government up until the 31st of March, tomorrow night or something, is so that all the figures fall within the second quarter.
Of course, that's it. You know this, don't you? They don't fucking want to. And what's the unemployment rate? I haven't heard the figures. It must be 30%.
Well, you talk about a paradox. You make all these people unemployed, or we'll close down everything, you make them all employed, so they all go and stand in a queue, right? So we all stand in the queue, and there's no sort of this public spacing or community spacing between each other. We're all standing in a queue and sharing smokes, and what a good place to contract the virus. Outstanding.
Now you know what the peak unemployment figure in Australia was in the Great Depression?
10 or 12%.
No. Unemployment rate in 1930 was 19.3.
Right, okay.
Before reaching a peak of 29% in 1932.
Yeah, well, they didn't have penicillin in 1932 either, did they?
I think we've got it now, John.
What, penicillin? Yeah, we got that.
29.2.
Yeah, well, look, it's just a book entry, from the government to from the Reserve Bank, the other banks. It's only a book entry. They've got the money. They can easily print it. There's no drama there.
Do you believe we're going to have huge inflation or not?
Well, I can't wait to see what the price of gold's going to be.
Gold has fallen a bit because people are selling it to meet margin loans. They're so desperate.
$2,600 Australian. It's about 1,610 US. That's not cheap. You go and speak to the average American. I say, what about you reckon if you have an ounce of gold $1,600? Ooh, I don't know. Ask them here. All the Yanks are asleep now.
Jono, how do you think this live show? Do you enjoy this? How is this? Do you like it or what? How is it going? I think this is a good show. We should carry on every day for half an hour. I don't want to do it too long, right? Unless money comes in. Unless big cash comes in.
Don't worry about the money here. This is, look, we're not going to pull the Yanks in on this, this time, right?
No, but that's okay. It's still a good show. Do you enjoy this or not? You happy to come on tomorrow?
Oh, I love you, Paul. You know what you and I.
We want you back, Jono. We want you back in the saddle. We want you back. I don't want to keep the show too long. I don't want to do it too long. You said to me, keep it short and sweet. Because if we cover everything, it's just boring. We're just going to be here for a few hours. That's just not. That's not the way.
Even when we gentlemen years ago. Now, anything longer than half an hour, you're going to lose people's, attention. They're going to
Yes.
start waffling about bullshit, and you're speaking without fact and evidence, and and you're making up things on the spot, and it's nice to come prepared. Like you've seen Dr. Brendan Murphy, have you, the Chief Medical Officer?
Yes.
Does he honestly, does he honestly believe that this is both an economic problem for Australia and a medical
That
problem?
Brendan Murphy guy, he's working in the War Museum.
What's his name? Not Brendan Murphy, Dr.
Yeah, it's the new what's his name, But
Oh,
I got to tell you, Jono, I want to keep this show going tomorrow. We're going to be on
Brendan
the air.
Murphy's his name.
Oh,
That's
it is?
him.
Okay.
He's a theatre. It's different. It's the same name.
Oh, Brendan Nelson. Brendan Nelson was the guy
Yeah,
in the
that's
War
right,
Museum. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I liked him. I liked him. Jono, let's come back on tomorrow. I think it's been a good test. We're going to be a good test. Let's end it. We'll be back on tomorrow. So, guys, come back tomorrow and bring your credit card, because I got to be honest with you, it's been a bit shitty. The donations have been a bit fucked. And I'm here for the money, fuckers. Okay, let's end that there.